Generation E, who were born between 1997 and 2012, and Generation Alpha, who were born after 2013, collectively as the artificial intelligence generation. As Peter Rejek wrote for Singularity Hub in 2019, the first generation to grow up entirely in the 21st century will never remember a time before smartphones or smart assistants. They will likely be the first children to ride in self-driving cars, as well as the first whose healthcare and education could be increasingly turned over to AI by machines. Unlike many of us, this generation has grown up with technology influencing every part of their lives. Most of them are well versed in how to use tablets and smartphones. They are in large part just an extension of their selves. Although this generation is among the first to grow up in a world with AI, they may not immediately realize this because AI operates invisibly and often in the background. The fourth industrial revolution, the era we are currently in, is largely based on AI, a technology that makes machines intelligent. The fourth industrial revolution is the current transition which blurs the lines between the physical, digital, and biological spheres through artificial intelligence, automation, biotechnology, nanotechnology, and communication technologies. A machine is considered to be intelligent if it can analyze information and extract insights beyond the obvious. While computers traditionally relied on people to tell them what to do and how to react, AI is based on machines that are able to learn and make their own decisions. AI is based on machines learning patterns and mimicking human intelligence, and in some instances, surpassing it. The basic idea behind AI is to see if we can give computers some of the decision-making capabilities that we as humans have. This may still seem abstract, but perhaps unknown to many. We already encounter AI in many aspects of our daily lives. For example, Netflix uses AI to make suggestions on what to watch next based on your viewing patterns. Elsewhere, personal assistants such as Siri or Alexa are able to recognize your speech, or in other words, understand what you want or need, analyze the information they have access to, and provide an answer or solution. Assistants such as Siri and Alex, much like other AI, continuously learn about their users until they are able to accurately anticipate your needs. Other examples of AI can be found in music apps such as Spotify and Pandora. Much like Netflix, these services are capable of recommending music based on your interest. They monitor the choices you make, insert them into a learning algorithm, and suggest music you are most likely to enjoy. These are just but a few examples of AI in our everyday lives. What is apparent is that substantial disruptions will affect all industries and entire systems of production, management, and governance, and will undoubtedly transform all aspects of 21st century life and society. Reports have suggested that while the fourth industrial revolution will create massive job losses, making some careers obsolete, it will also pave the way for new jobs, especially in the fields of science, technology, engineering, maths, data analysis, computer science, engineering, and social sciences. By the time this generation leaves school, the demand will be for people who have an understanding of the digital world and the physical world, and to be able to operate between these with ease. According to the report, there will be a strong demand for professionals who can blend digital and STEM skills with traditional subjects expertise, such as digital mechanical engineers and business operations data analysts, who combine deep knowledge of their industry with the latest analytical tools to quickly adapt business strategies. The global consultancy McKinsey and Company project that there will be a need to excel at social and emotional, technological, and higher cognitive skills. This is not surprising when you consider that estimates from the website Will Robots Take My Job show that 97% of cashiers will be automated, 94% of waiters and waitresses, 96% of secretaries, and 89% of taxi drivers, for example. However, it is not just these sectors that are impacted. The fourth industrial revolution in healthcare or accounting, for instance, is fundamentally changing the role of doctors and accountants. While it is still unclear how the changes in pattern recognition or automation will impact every job, it is safe to say that they will all have technological component. In accounting, there is now a scope for automated bookkeeping, which makes it easier to eliminate accounting errors, which ultimately reduces the liability of accounting firms. While accounting at school is crucial to learn how these numbers are crunched, the role of accountants could shift to advisors, offering value-added services to clients, including guiding informed business decisions based on growth strategy, pricing models, and risk identification rather than number crunching. For doctors, AI takes over many of the time-consuming and tedious aspects of the profession. Faster and earlier diagnosis give doctors scope to treat more patients and save lives. For example, the app Babylon Health has been designed to understand and recognize the way humans express their medical symptoms. It can interpret symptoms and medical questions through a chat box interface and match them to the most appropriate service. It has become evident that the current education system globally does not respond to the requirements of this seismic shift. Responding to this context begins with teaching differently. Of key importance is a generation of creative, adaptable, and forward-thinking individuals. At the university level, for example, part of the solution is to shift the focus from teaching to learning with an emphasis on real-world problem-solving abilities and a multidisciplinary approach to curriculum that is more interactive. In tandem with traditional classroom learning, there is a move towards including student engagements through peer-to-peer interaction and one-on-one counseling, which holds great promise to students. Here, the fourth industrial revolution is directly injected into the learning process through AI, learning analysis, and mobile-based learning platforms, which personalizes the learning experience. For example, augmented reality in the classroom has the potential to simulate real experiences. Here at the University of Johannesburg, for example, we have recognized the need to respond to this context. The first years at the University of Johannesburg have to do a compulsory short course on AI, all of them, so that they are adequately prepared for this shift. While there is already a focus on the fourth industrial revolution at university, it has likely been lacking at a school level. In Austria, for example, an innovative educational project teaching fundamental concepts of AI at high school level was piloted by a university. An AI course covering major topics such as problem solving, search, planning, graphs, data structures, automata, agent systems, machine learning comprised of both theoretical and hands-on components. The content was adapted and structured with respect to people's prior knowledge and educational background. The results indicated that the participating pupils became familiar with the concepts of AI. The MIT developed an open source middle school AI ethics curriculum to make students around your age aware of how AI systems mediate their everyday lives. The idea is not only to explain how AI is designed, but also how it can manipulate you in order to prepare you for the jobs of the future. For example, students have to write an algorithm for the best peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The debate centers around What does best mean? Is the best tasting or the best looking or the best or the biggest ones? This demonstrates how bias is built into algorithms. Against this context, there are some concerns that need to be addressed. For example, the issue of privacy crops up quite often. There are concerns around web-connected tools and surveillance. For example, Mattel's Aristotle for Children forms a closed link and can record video and audio and has an uninterrupted connection to the internet. In Germany, the interactive Kyler doll was taken off the market because its Bluetooth connection was vulnerable to hacking. One can hardly shake the connotations of Kazuo Ishiguro's Clara and the Sun about an artificial friend. As Radhika Jones of the New York Times aptly puts it, seeing the world from Clara's point of view is to be reminded constantly of what it looks like when mediated through technology that might have felt foreign a century ago, but not anymore. Added to this, there are concerns around AI-enabled toys and cognitive development. An MIT study entitled, "Hey Google, is it okay if I eat you?" Initial exploration in child-agent interaction found that different modalities of interaction may change the way children perceive their intelligence in comparison to these agents. These, of course, are only some key concerns for parents and guardians of the AI generation. As the World Economic Forum astutely argues, as more AI for children comes onto the market, all relevant stakeholders need to construct mechanisms to protect children while enabling precision education and other benefits of AI. Close quote. Here, there is a scope to draw on the 9 requirements UNICEF has outlined for child-centered AI. These requirements include support for development and well-being. It includes inclusion. It includes the prioritization of fairness and non-discrimination, the protection of children's data and privacy, a focus on safety, transparency, explainability, and accountability, empowering governments and businesses with knowledge of AI and children's rights, preparing children for present and future developments in AI, and the creation of an enabling environment that is safe. This is but the start of a crucial conversation we must continue to have, and one that needs to evolve with the times as these AI algorithms are adapting and are being improved. Our interventions from a policy level must always be timely. I am reminded of the words of American futurist Alvin Toffler, who once said, and I quote, "The secret message communicated to most young people today by the society around them is that they are not needed, that the society will run itself quite nicely until they, at some distant point in the future, will take over the reins. Yet, the fact is that the society is not running itself nicely because the rest of us need all the energy, brains, imagination, and talent that young people can bring to bear down on our difficulties. For society to attempt to solve its desperate problems without the full participation of even very young people is imbecile." I thank you very much, and I am looking forward to following the proceedings.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Mr. Marwala. Those were really remarkable and important points when we are dealing with the Generation AI, so to say. Maybe we'll see if we have a quick look at the drawings or the sketches from what Linda has been up to during Mr. Marwala's presentations. And here you can see quite impressive. Nice. We can see that we are dealing with the fact that we have something digital and physical here, and Linda pointed out some ideas about upcoming new jobs in the future, new innovations, how growth and time-saving issues matter here, and new ways of learning. That is, of course, important. I really like the fact that we are addressing new skills that are evolving all the time. That's amazing. Guess, do we have question from the audience? I guess we do have for Mr. Marwala. I at least have one from the audience here. We do probably have the connection still there, I hope. To Mr. Marwala, will the education system evolve fast enough to offer the right opportunities? This is an excellent question.
No, thank you very much for that question. I think it will depend on where you are. I would imagine that for the global developed north, that the mismatch between the educational system and the developments, it can never be a perfect fit, will be narrower than in the developed south. The issue of not leaving anyone behind thus becomes very, very important. And UNICEF must obviously be at the forefront of this to ensure that that gap between the latest developments and our response as countries and educational systems are as equitable as possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was an excellent answer. We are, of course, all inspired and motivated by your work. So please keep on doing what you do. It is really crucial for making AI better for children in the future. Once more, thank you so much, Mr. Marwala, for your presentation and keynote.